Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're all doing well. I know I haven't been on here in a while, and I figured I'd come on and give you guys an update, even though I really didn't want to make a video about this because it's frustrating. But you know what? It's always good to put out there the truth, the reality of car building and racing and all that good stuff, even if it's not the most, exciting, if you will. But it's the truth, and it's the reality of it is that not everything works out the way that you want it to. And unfortunately, the cards didn't fall in my favor at this last event. We were trying to get one of my Integras ready for Gridlife Club TR's first event at CMP. Well, it's just Gridlife in general, all the classes, but I compete in Club TR. And I'll use that term loosely because so far we haven't made a race yet, but we're going to be going to Rev Up next week. Knock on wood, everything is aligning for that to happen in a good way. So let's get you up to speed on what's going on with the car. After 2 years of sitting, I got a phone call from my friend saying, I have a running driving swap that is coming out of a drag car. Do you know anybody that'd be interested? I said, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity to get this car back together again. I was toying with the idea of selling it as a shell, and then I was like, maybe I'll just sell it as a running driving car. And then I was thinking, maybe I'll just use it as like a track night car, autocross, have fun with it. I have it. It doesn't cost me any money to have it. So we put the swap in, and that's when right around the same time I started realizing the black car wasn't going to be finished in time to get down to South Carolina. We had a transmission built for the black car, and I decided, you know what, let's throw the built transmission into the silver car, get a couple of better parts, get this thing ready to get down there and at least be somewhat competitive. We put the best of the best stuff in it. It did get rushed, so unfortunately when you're rushing things and you have a lot of people touching the car, some things happen, some things are forgotten, some things just don't get done. One of the things that didn't get done was the inner tie rods were never tightened down. So we had the car tuned, the axles were too tight, so we ended up having to swap out the axles to ultralight on the black car, and got everything good, or at least we thought it was good. The car was tuned on pump, and it made a ton of power, actually more power than the black car does. We do have a different intake manifold on the car, and a couple of other things. The clearing on the transmission is much better, so you can see it made great power. But once we got down to CMP, I realized that the inner tie rods were loose, and that's why we couldn't align the car, and then also the compliance arms were on the wrong side of the car. So I had to pull the whole thing apart even after I got it aligned, and I didn't want to rush it anymore. It had already been rushed, so brought it home. We've pretty much got it back together. Still a couple of things we're working through, but this car is going to be an absolute monster on track, and you will be seeing it at Rev Up at Ginger. I really am not trying to beat myself up for that because to be honest, it's kind of crazy to do what I did and what we accomplished in such a short period of time. Building these cars isn't easy, and building them to work well is even harder. So in order to be able to do that, you really have to take your time and make them, go over them, double check them, triple check them, quadruple check everything, especially with racing because it can be dangerous if you don't. The weekend ended up working out great for a lot of people. Friends of mine ended up winning. Marion Maroney, Evan McLaren took home first place and in Club TR, as well as some other friends in other classes, and it was just fun to be a part of, as it always is. If you get a chance to get to a Gridlife event, I highly recommend it. They are an absolute blast. They put on a wonderful event. The cars are awesome. You just get to walk around and look at some cars that were hand-built by the people, essentially, that are racing them. Maybe they paid to have them done, but it was a vision of multiple people, and that's always cool to look at. And it's, you're looking at all sorts of different cars. You're not just looking at, I hate to say show cars are not cool, because they definitely are, but a lot of times it's just putting parts on the cars. There's no imagination to it. nowadays anyway. Years ago, there used to be a little bit more imagination, but you know, with the race cars, you have to think outside the box. You have to make things that don't exist, and that's what's cool about time attack, road racing, and the sport that we love so much. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're gonna be talking about this car in one of the next videos because this car is well on its way to being an absolute track weapon, and it's gonna be set up extremely well this season. I'm stoked on it. I think this one's gonna surprise some people. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I look forward to the next one, and I promise it will be coming sooner than later.